Foundations. In buildings, a foundation is the lowest load-bearing part of a building, typically below ground level. In beliefs, is the underlying basis or principles. In game development, it is the game engine and the core mechanics that it runs on. When approaching development, I had multiple choices available for me when choosing an engine. However, I narrowed it down to 3 realistic options. I could build my own engine from scratch, or I could work with one of 2 existing engines. There are a large variety of them out there, but for my purposes, 2 fit my needs best. Those engines were Unreal and Unity. As this is a solo development project, and I have a finite amount of resources, I decided against building my own engine. It would take far too long, and while the benefits of a custom engine can be great, the time investment exceeds my goals. The real decision for myself fell between the 2 engines, Unity and Unreal. Both engines have a lot to offer, but ultimately for me, it came down to Unreal for a few reasons. Unreal 5 just released, and it has a great new lighting engine called Lumen that rivals ray tracing. The use of C++ within Unreal is also my more familiar coding language. I know some C#, and it isn't that different from C++, but I would prefer to stick within C++. The engine's integration between components, blueprints, and coding in general is just really solid. I have some experience with Unreal 3 and 4 in the past, and the changes between 4 and 5 really aren't that drastic. So I can use my familiarity with 4 to my advantage with 5 and applying a lot of the knowledge from that into it. And one of the biggest points for me with choosing Unreal was the grants and funding from Epic. Epic is keen on giving grants to projects that are developing well with no strings attached. That means no demands for exclusivity on their store or overbearing oversights and changes to your game. For now, my current intent is to see my game release when finished on multiple purchasable platforms at the same time. I want my game to be able to reach a wide market in their preferred method of purchase. I would also like, if possible, to release a physical version of the game in some way or form. I hate the idea that a provider can just pack up shop and you'd lose your game if they do. While the odds of this happening are pretty rare, I would rather have something physical people can install off of and run, just in case. Not sure how I'd do this, a concern for a far later point in time. My best stipulation is something similar to how the Nintendo Switch works with its games, where they use SD cards. A CD may be viable many years ago, but I don't think most PCs even come with CD drives anymore, so that's not really a practical way to do it. But again, this is something for another time. Now that I've discussed the engine, it's finally time to get into the proverbial meat and potatoes of my actual game. In the next video, I'll be going over what I've dubbed the interaction system, which is pretty much a big core component of an action-adventure RPG. We'll also be going over point of view and movement and my plans for that in the future. Look forward to it. You'll finally get to take a look at some of the prototyping I've done already. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it somewhat informative about my decision making. Hope to see you in the next.